Alnmouth Village. Not a links.
Not a links, but I believe there was linksland there. And over time, whether the soil structure's changed slightly, we know it's really fast draining now, but it's not necessarily what we would call typical links turf.
However, it does not detract from what that golf course is in any way, shape or form.
Alnmouth Village is believed to be the 4th oldest course in England. The village was a really busy port town in the sort of 17 and 1800s, and over the course of time was also a popular holiday resort. But it's also really close to East Lothian, which would make sense as the game travelled south of the border, and you had the likes of Mungo Park, who I think was an early professional there, in the sort of 1870s, 1880s, when the club was sort of kicking into gear. We played it because when we recorded a podcast with Ronan Rafferty 2 or 3 years ago, he spoke really fondly of it, and knowing we were up in the northeast, felt like we had to go and play this little 9-holder that I'd heard nothing about.
The clubhouse is a very, very unassuming building. As you drive down the road towards Alnmouth Village Golf Club, and on your left, the course is basically in sight. It's a 9-hole course. You can see 1, 2, 3, and probably 7, 8, 9. On your left, the clubhouse is on your right. They're basically touching each other. There's a road in the way. Feels like a very, very community-based golf course.
It's smack bang in the middle of the town, so it feels like the North Barracks and the old course, in so much as you play right up to the edge of the town with the cars parked and walkers sitting on benches and watching people play. That clubhouse hasn't changed, I don't believe, for over 150 years. That's always been the site.
Let's talk about the course.
So we know the routing hasn't changed at all since it was founded. It's 9 holes, 2,800 yards.
Start with a par 3.
Starts with a par 3, a totally unassuming par 3 if we're being honest, but because you're teeing off from right in the centre of town and you've got everyone sitting there watching you, all of a sudden this 5-iron, 4-iron, whatever you're hitting makes you extremely nervous, and it's quite a severe fall off on the green on either side, so you get the sense straight away that you're somewhere that's very different to anything you've played before. Second hole takes you out to the boathouses, so you've got these signs and you cross a little roadway.
Access road.
Yeah, like an access road that takes you out to the beach. Again, almost like a miniature old course. It's like Granny Clark's Wynd when you cross over that little access road and you've got these boathouses with the signs up, just totally iconic to the surroundings.
And then it starts to get really interesting on the stretch between 3 and 7.
Yeah. I mean, the routing is really simple. You basically play 5 holes straight away, and that takes you all the way out to a lone windswept tree on the far distance. And then you play 1 hole which takes you right up the hill and adjacent to Alnmouth Golf Club, and then you play the 7th plunging back down next to the 3rd green, I believe, where you play back into the house. So the routing is dead simple. I'd say 5 and 6 are the absolute standout golf holes. So 5, if you like boundary golf holes, you're going to love Alnmouth Village. 5, you tee off within sort of on the shoulder of this big hill that you're about to summit on 6, and you play towards the ocean, towards the sea. You then play sort of up to this green, where you feel like you're right on the water's edge, and it's just the most, it's the most beautiful par 4 to go and play. Then 6, you're teeing off from literally on the beach, up the most severe hill you can imagine. Like, you need something with a bit of loft on just to lift it up over the hill. And then you get over onto this hill where you summit this sort of blind, the blind walk up, you get there and you find where your ball is, and then you play to a green that's just got the most extreme fall-offs on right, front, left, you name it. It's I've never played a golf hole anything like it.
What are your lasting thoughts and memories on the Alnmouth Village?
I remember it being in ridiculously good condition, like unbelievable condition. The greens were running at a solid 10.5. They were so quick and so true. And based on anyone I've spoken to since, it seems to be on this magical turf. I think it's really simple. It's a really nice, simple 9-hole course. And there's a lot of history there. It was part of, a set of clubs. Horace Hutchinson wrote about Alnmouth Village in the as part of his British golf links. It was part of the sort of early set of clubs that were really governing the game across Britain at one stage. But I think for me, it's the absolute simplicity of being able to pull out half a set, not need to play driver everywhere. It's the intricacies around the greens, the fact that being on the wrong side of those greens can leave you with some really difficult up and downs. And I'd say the proximity to the town and playing away and back into the village itself was just a magical experience. It's something I'll never forget.
Is that enough on there?